Hello everyone, I'm Facu from Yearn Finance. I'm pumped to be here and to be doing this workshop. This is going to be a high-level overview on how to create a new investment strategy for Yearn, and then afterwards I will share a code so you can join office hours. Let's start from the beginning. What's a strategist? A strategist is just a big brain guy or girl or whatever. We don't care. We encourage the anonymous community actually. You don't need to be a hardcore developer or anything. You need to understand how things work, how things connect. That's the most important thing. Programming languages, you can learn them. That's not a problem at all. So let's see what's a vault. A vault is just a container of tokens, like a piggy bank, where you drop your tokens, and then those tokens are taken by the strategist. Those are the ones that are going to be doing all the heavy lifting of the strategy. Those vaults are going to send the funds to a strategy who's going to invest those funds, is going to collect the rewards and recycle them into the same token, compounding your investment. So the vaults are written in Viper. They are on ERC20. You can do whatever you do with a normal ERC20 token, like transfer it, swap it, use it as collateral as different protocols, and everything else. That ERC20 is keeping track of the price per share, and it's immutable. That's super important for us to keep our smart contracts immutable. All the vaults run multiple strategies per vault. That's an important thing to take into account, because with $500 million, you cannot deploy them all on the same place. And we have also keepers integrated. Well, what about the strategies? We decided to do the strategies in Solidity because you are able to inherit from other contracts, and that's important because you are going to see that all the interactions between the strategy and the vault are already coded, so it's super simple to create a new strategy. They manage the accounting and invest and recycle the rewards into the one token. Also, they take care of harvest, they check the slippage, and they keep the collateral ratio healthy. That's to say you can manage a CDP position, a collateralized position using a strategy, and it's perfectly safe. So it's safer to do it this way than a user doing it manually. Let's take a look at how it looks about today. This is the YV USDC, and it has, as you can see, a lot of strategies. Important things to take here into account. All of them have different percentages. The strategist is the one who runs simulations, and those simulations are the ones who decide how much percentage of capital all those strategies are going to get. It's always different because it changes depending on the status of the underlying protocol. And the other important thing to take into account is that we have strategies with 0% capital allocation. They are ready to run, but right now they might not be profitable. It's not the right moment to enable them. Well, here's for me the most important part to code the strategy. It's understanding how the whole system works. It has 5 parts. The keepers, which are the decentralized bot network that are going to run the harvest. The harvest is a function that collects and recycles the rewards. The vault, the strategy, a DeFi protocol. It can be any DeFi protocol, Aave, Compound, whatever. And a DEX to exchange the tokens that you receive as reward for the want token, this token that the user deposited. So the keeper is going to be monitoring a view function that is called the harvest trigger. When it becomes true, it's going to execute the harvest function. That harvest trigger is important because we want to collect the rewards and recycle them when it's profitable to do so. Because in Ethereum, gas costs are high, so we gotta take them into account. When it happens, what the strategy has to do is to claim the rewards and swap them. That's it. It's going to receive the one token. It's going to send a report to the vault because the strategy has to inform the vault what's going on with the underlying protocol to change the price per share. It's going to adjust the credits available, and this is an important concept. The strategies are taken like a loan, so we call it debt. The strategy has a debt with the vault that it has to return at some point, okay? That's just conceptual. Then it's going to adjust position. We're going to see what that does afterwards, and send a success to the keeper. And that's it. Well, this is just like high-level overview. Let's see how the process looks like. I'm going to do a fast run through the non-technical parts, and we're going to see more in depth some technical parts of the process. Okay, first, what do you need? Basic stuff. Git, ETH Brownie, Ganache, it's what we use. The Brownie Mix repository. This is actually a template that you can use and has a lot of work already done. And I use VS Code. When I wrote my strategy, I had some programming experience. I only did Crypto Zombies level 4. That was my Solidity knowledge. Pretty basic, so anyone can do it. And I understood how things interacted at the Vault and strategy level. And I put a ton of willpower, because you need to spend some time coding and then reviewing, especially. Well, let's go for it. This is our process. We're super security oriented. So for us, it's super important to actually test in test and then test in prod. Both things are important. So we have a due diligence part where the strategist have to do an investigation of the underlying protocol and present a report, so the security analyst can check it out and validate that everything is perfectly safe. It's like a mini audit. Then you're going to code the strategy. Then it's going to go through a peer review, because we all know that audits take time and a lot of money. And then it goes to an experimental website we have. That's the part with testing prod. And then the core devs are going to review it. Safe farming committee is going to review again the due diligence, and it's going to give the green light to go to production. Let's go step by step. This is the due diligence process. You can check. I will just say some highlights about it, like the ruggability section, that it's not about the code, but about who is governing those contracts. That's super important, because when you check it, you see multisigs, like one of 10 multisig. That's not a good thing. It's like now 10 people can rug the users. So we ask the protocols, hey, we need this to be changed, and they usually accept it, and they're very glad to do it. So these are the things that we check before starting to code a strategy. It's nonsense to start coding a strategy using an unsafe protocol. Basic stuff to start coding. First, the tools needed. You're going to need ETH Brownie and Ganache. You gotta use the Brownie strategy mix template and clone your repo. That's basic stuff. That super simple. Well, where do you have to take a look? The Strategy.sol is where all the work is going to be done, or a big part of it, because tests are also important. So most of the stuff and the interactions, we already have packaged them, and it's in the base Strategy.sol, so you don't have to take care of it. You have only just to code the custom interactions with the protocol that you're going to farm. Let's take a look at the 3 functions that you have to code. If you code these three functions, the strategy is going to work. You might need more to implement your custom protocol, but these are the 3 functions that you need. Adjust position, it's just going to invest the funds. So if it's a staking protocol, it's going to stake those funds. That's it. The debt outstanding parameter, it's how much it has to invest. Liquidate position is going to do the reverse. It's going to withdraw from the underlying protocol, or to liquidate the position if it's an LP or whatever. And prepare return, that's where the heavy lifting happens. That's where you have to pay more attention, and where you have to calculate profits, losses, and also free up assets when the vaults need to withdraw. Because the principle is that every user has to be able to withdraw at any time, at any point in time. Test. That's super important for us, because we cannot test in testnet. We need the protocol to be live, so you need to write tests. This is the repository, the Brownie Mix. We already have some basic tests coded for you, so you can use them. But this is a production strategy. Looks pretty different. So you gotta spend a lot of time testing, because it's what's going to be useful to not have any issues when you have real money in the vault. Well, this is almost the last step. Two peers, two strategists have to review your strategy. Then you have to choose a name. This is the fun part. Choose a name, two emojis, and it goes to experimental. This is a real vote that was an experimental some time ago. This is the part that we test in prod, but we have a deposit limit, just in case. Part of the procedure, I'm going to go fast over this, is the Safe Farming Committee. It's a committee of people that is assessing if the strategy is ready to go to production or not. It's going to take into account the due diligence and also if the reviews and everything has been done. And the core team review, it's reviewed by our security specialists. They do an in-depth review of the strategy, or what we do to do the process faster. If we already reviewed the protocol in the past and it's a fork, we check the differences. We do a diff check. Okay, you made it. You did the strategy and it's in production, but it's not done. Strategies need maintenance. Monitoring, we monitor the harvest, we monitor debt ratio, the APR, and especially the state of the underlying protocol. Because if something changes, the strategy needs to adapt, or we need to adapt it. So it's super important to stay and monitor. That's been all, guys. And since the workshop is short, we're going to hold office hours in half an hour. This is our Telegram group for new strategists. So if you scan it, you are going to join what we call the boarding school. The strategists are always there answering questions. So if you're building something and you have questions, that's the best place to do it during like 24/7. If you have any questions, you can ask now also, and then we can continue online. Okay, one more thing. I love POAPs, so if you came here, you can claim that POAP. It's a really nice one. It's the first event that Yearn is sponsoring, so for us, it's a special one, so claim it. Have a nice one. Thank you.